Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Red. So now we are on our sixth episode, and good morning and good afternoon as well to whoever's watching us from different parts of the world tonight. Tonight here on our side, and as well as the people that are watching the replay. So, as I've said, my name is Red, and I'm the face behind Thalorian Digital, and I'm a proud digital business owner. So, just a quick background about me: I'm a mom of three, and I live in Auckland, New Zealand, and migrated here from the Philippines 20 years ago. Now, I was a government employee for over 14 years until I got redundant in December of last year. And then I realized more so that we really need to have that plan B, that backup, because we just never know how secure our job is or when we get redundant, or when that employment fails. So I feel fortunate though that I was presented with this opportunity to start my own digital business. And here I am now. And for this month of March, I started this Conversations with Red series on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel so that I can share with you what this business can do and has done to the lives of ordinary people like us. And so I have been inviting guests, different people with different backgrounds, successful business owners from different parts of the world, so that we can listen to their journeys. And for tonight, my special guest is an OFW. So you might wonder, for the people that doesn't know what OFW means, it's an overseas Filipino worker. So she's lived in Singapore now since 2010, and from 2011, she has been working as a finance assistant at Airbus. And she opened this online business for additional income and a backup plan. And eventually, when she retires from being an OFW, this will be her focus. So, without further ado, let's welcome her in. I'll add her. Hello, sis. Gracelyn, how are
Hello.
you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank
How are
you.
you?
I'm good. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so
Thanks
it's
for having me.
yeah.
it's
So
actually it's
uh
really nerve-wracking, ah. I'm
yeah,
so nervous right now.
relax. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's your first time, but there's always a first time for everything.
I know, I
It's
know.
like me as well. Yeah, it's the same for me when
Mm,
I had my first interview, but after a while you get used to it because really you're
yes,
just
yes.
really talking to another person, because you can't really see who's watching you per
That's
se,
true.
so yeah, it's all good. So yeah, so
True.
anyway, welcome and thank you for I guess having your debut of interview here on my page. So this is your first time. Thank you for
Yes, yes,
accepting
yes.
that. Yeah. And
Only my
so
pleasure.
I will start it off. Yeah, so relax, breathe in and just enjoy the ride.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah. So I guess just to introduce you, share us about your background, like who is Gracelyn, and what's your story before you became a digital business owner?
Okay, I don't know where to start. It might be a long story, but I will try my best to cut it short.
No
Okay,
problem. We do not have time restrictions.
okay. As you have said when you introduced me, I started working here in Singapore in 2010. And 3 months later I got this current job, and from then onward I've been working with them. So just to make a brief background on how this all started, I think it all started way back when I was in college, meaning that I think it was my senior year when we have this financial issues within the family. So I remember that time my father was sick, and we have been having issues on you finances and all these things, I think that time I needed to do something. I was the youngest. I have four. We are four. I have two brothers and a sister, and I think that time I always feel that they are super protective of me. So I ended up in school like nearby just for them to see me, see me what I do and all these things. And fast forward on my senior year in college, when we are having these issues, I thought of, you know, I need to step up to help them because he couldn't
Mm.
work anymore, and I think that time we have to pay some bills already, and that was the time that I started thinking of having a part-time job. And when I asked
Mm.
permission to work as a service crew in KFC that time, I was on fourth year. They
So
said
funny.
yes. They
Hey,
said yes.
can I just stop you there?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
sure,
just
sure,
stop you
sure.
there? Because it's funny when you said KFC. You know what? Back in the Philippines, when I was studying, that was
Mm.
my first job too in KF. Well, technically, like in a company, because my very first job was tutoring my Korean classmates English. But like because they pay me. But when I went back to Manila, because I stayed with my grandma for a year when I finished high school. KFC was my my
Yeah,
first job there too as a working student. It's so funny, it reminded me. So anyway, yeah, carry on.
yeah. So yeah. When I asked permission that I wanted to work, they did not say no, which is surprisingly because on a normal circumstances they
Mm.
wouldn't say yes at all. I feel that they wouldn't say yes, but
Mm.
because I think that time we really needed to do something to at least survive during those times. So ended up I work as a
Mm.
service crew while I'm finishing my senior year, and then fast forward, the situation didn't get better. It's still like that. So I think that time I finally realized that I will be the breadwinner of the family. I will be the one supporting my parents. And I remember
Mm.
when I got my first pay. I remember the story when I got my first pay in KFC. I think we use it to pay our telephone bill. I will never forget
Mm.
that. That's my very first
Mm.
pay, paid to a telephone bill, which to me is quite an
Yeah.
achievement, of course, during that time because I was young, I was studying, and then it was a part
Mm.
time job and all these things. And to me, it's already an accomplishment, and I kind of like the feeling of doing it. So, again, fast forward, I graduated. And because the situation still not better, I have to get a job as quick as possible. So getting the job, this job that I really don't like, it's just that I really needed to earn as early as possible. So even though I don't like what work would that be, I just grab it and work. And then the case is been like that. So I have always been helping them, and then fast forward again, I got married. And then, of course, having your own family is another different story. I mean, when I was single, I already
Mm.
have this thing. And then some more, when I got married, I have my own family. So, having my own family, of course, you
Yeah.
have additional responsibilities to look after too. And then I think there was a point in time that we have decided to I think we needed to look for something else already. Um, I think growing up that time, we my parents, we were brought up in such a way that we knew how to adapt to things. So even though I would say that we're not rich, neither
Mm.
poor, but I think we have lived comfortably at some point in in our lives. But there were also
Yeah.
low points, but we were brought up in such a way that we know how to adapt to things. That when things are not good, we don't
Right.
break down. We just survive and just let it be, something like that. So I think My personality is
Yeah.
like that. So when it comes to this decision of moving to away from them and work here, it was a kind of hard decision for me also, because when I came
Mm.
here, my husband and I got the job, but he was having issues getting one here. So for some reason he couldn't
Right.
get it. He couldn't get it. But during
Mm.
that time, we have already decided that we need to do this thing, or else we don't know what will happen. Life in Philippines is
Yeah.
it's really unpredictable. So we said it's okay. Maybe we should be more how to say, we don't be so emotional with this one. We should try it first.
Yeah.
Maybe it can work. So what we have decided is for him to be with my son and me staying here.
Mm.
So it has been that
Yeah.
way for the past 10 years. And with the
Wow.
company I am right now, I think I have always been and will be always grateful for such a great company for helping me. They are my second family already, and I
Mm.
think the reason why I was able to sustain this kind of how to say setup is because
Yeah.
I was able to go back from time to time. As much as I could, I can.
Yes.
If I wanted to be on a weekly basis, I can. They wouldn't stop me. Of course,
Yes.
you have to do all this leave application and all these things, but then again, they wouldn't stop you, because for them it's also important that you have your own time with your family and all these things. And I think that's one good thing, and that's one reason why it has helped me sustain. So we are surviving, and I thought
Yeah.
that it's it's okay. So basically, that's it.
Yeah.
I think I've made it short. So that's the story. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So um
Yeah.
my son is already 15. He'll be turning 16 this July. And I left, I think, when he was only about 5. I think 5, yeah. So now it's already
Yeah. Because 10 years. Yeah.
yes, yes. It was really it's kind of a different setup, I would say. It's not the typical thing that a family should
Yeah.
be. But then again,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to do some sacrifices, and you just have to
Yes.
live with it. Yeah. God is good, so just do
Yeah.
and
Because you know
live with it.
what? Yeah. Because you know what? I am not unfamiliar to that kind of situation because my dad is a marine engineer.
Oh.
So as a marine engineer, a seaman, he's already a seaman even before I was born. So obviously their job, same thing, overseas Filipino worker,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't stay at home. He would go, sometimes the contract is probably the shortest one is 6 months, and it could go up to over a year. So when he goes for a long period of time, and then when he comes back, obviously we've already grown a little, and we've missed a lot of that from my dad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think he always see us as, like, when he leaves, he always sees you as you're still a baby. And then when
Mm-hmm.
he comes
True,
back, he
true.
realizes, oh, you've grown a little, but no, you're still
Baby.
a child. So
True, true.
sometimes when he comes back, yeah, obviously you've grown, your personality have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of, especially before there isn't any technology to connect you.
It's
I
different,
remember my mom, she would, yeah, she would always, this will actually like give away our age. But she would do, a cassette tape
yeah.
and on a recorder, and she would let us sing, and she would let us, do whatever on a cassette tape, so that we can send it
Record.
to my dad so that he could, yeah, and record it, manually, okay, ready, ready, click. And then he would, yeah, she would send it to my dad, so at least my dad wouldn't sort of like miss us so much in terms of our growing up years. But that's really a struggle of OFWs, right?
True.
And the thing is, you're right, people that have to leave, especially in the Philippines, in order to give, their family a little bit more
Yes.
comfortability, I guess,
Mm.
in life. Because unless you're really, really probably well off, back
True.
home, it's quite hard, because there's really, even if we say there's low class, middle class, upper class, the
Mm-mm.
middle is really struggling anyway, you know what I mean?
Always, yes.
So
Always like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I get that, and it's really difficult because I think when we were growing up, it's almost like my father can't keep up with
Mm,
us. Like, oh my
true.
God, like you're already teenagers. Oh my God, like
True.
it's kind of like
Yes.
that, and he would
Mm-mm.
always, I think he misses the growth.
Yes. Yes.
And for us, yeah. And for us, it's the same. So it's kind of like, yeah, I really do understand that. And yes, it is quite
Mm.
difficult.
It's difficult. Yes.
And
Not
that's
fun.
why yeah, and that's why when I got married, I said, I don't think I can do, I can, yeah, I can live with that kind of setup. And then you were actually really brave to do that, to be
Yes.
away. So yeah, so it's really like, hats off to our OFWs, because
Thank
it's
you.
really like, you leave your heart at home, really. It's difficult. Like for me, I can't even, say if my daughter goes out and then hasn't come back, or like, oh, what time is it, I do worry. I do get a bit,
Worrying.
crazy sometimes. But what more if they're miles away from you,
True.
so
That's
yeah, I
true.
really do get that. And I salute you for your, for your bravery. Oh my God, like, my gosh, yeah, I can't imagine, being in that situation. But yes, and I think it's a blessing in disguise as well, that your job is actually allowing you
Mm,
to be connected with them somehow. Like you can always go home, but at
yes.
the same time, nowadays we're lucky to have the technology, to
True.
be connected.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
something.
because back in the day, when with my dad, we don't
It's
have it.
difficult
It's either he would ring and pay a high amount of bill because
amount.
you
Mhm.
oh, hello, yes. If
Hello?
you're somewhere, then
Mhm.
yeah, so it's quite expensive before, and there's
Yes,
no,
it's
you
different.
can't just randomly ring or do a video call. So
Mm.
it's really good that we're able to do that with the technology
Yes,
nowadays.
true.
So yeah, so going to the next question is, how did you come across this business, and why this compared to any other businesses out there?
Okay. Currently, right now, we are running this like a mortar and the basic business in
Brick
Philippines
and
is like
mortar.
brick and
Yeah,
mortar. Yes. So we
yeah,
have this business in Philippines, although it's not really that taking off, but we can. It's same as you. You bake cakes. My husband, he cooks
yeah,
bread, bakes bread, and all these things, and we have something like that. But with regards to this business I came across last year. It was
mm,
during this pandemic time on its peak,
mm,
and I remember that it was the peak of this pandemic hit us hard, and I was on my
yeah,
lowest point of my life because I have never been stuck for a long time, like as in like right now, because as I've said
mm,
earlier, I always go back as often as I can. But because when the pandemic hit us so hard that the world stops and you cannot do anything about it. So for
yeah,
me, right now, it's really, really tough not being able to go back and see them for
yeah,
the longest time. And it was really, really hard. And that was, I think, mid part last year. I saw this ad, and there was this lady telling the whole world. that she has retired. She has retired and she is with her daughters. She is with her husband. She was at the beach and having the time of her life. And here I was stuck, cannot go back. What I say, what the hell am I doing? What the heck? Why life is so
Yeah.
unfair? So I
Yeah.
was on this point of my life that I am so sad, I am so frustrated, I am so disappointed. I cannot I don't know what what other words I can say, but it was the most difficult time. And then I saw this thing. Honestly, when I saw the ad, it didn't really have this skepticism to me. I find it that it's real, and straight away after I watched it, I think I quickly message coach and ask her about this one. And
Mm.
I think I messaged her around 1 a.m. in the morning. I was telling her that how this business works. I am an
Yeah.
introvert person. I don't really do
Mm.
this thing like you know eh, like having all this something like this one. So she said that maybe
Yeah.
you should try first. And in any way, in any case, you can always get your money back. If it doesn't work for you, then it's okay. You can get your money back. But at least if you try, then
Yeah.
you know if it will work with
If
you.
it suits you.
So
Yeah.
yes. So
Mm.
what I did was right away when we were talking right away, she sent me the link, and that's it. So why this business? Again, I've been an OFW for quite some time, and to me, being online is always the thing. So I am
Yeah.
literally online 24/7, 365 a year days. So
Yeah.
to me, I think if it's an online thing, it's just a matter of how to do things. So I told her, I think
Yeah.
I can do this. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I could try. I could give it a try. And that was this during that time, it was the time that you have so much realizations, because it was this
Mm.
the pandemic really affected so much lives, so much people. And I was telling myself, oh my god, what
Yeah.
if what if something happened tomorrow, and I couldn't do anything anymore? What will happen? So
Mm.
I think those
Yeah.
realizations happened right there and then. So
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think yeah, you're right though. Like, sometimes, like, obviously for the ad that you saw, you would wonder, like, how can someone retire at 40?
Oh,
And I'm nearly there, or I'm actually there, but what have I been doing all my life? And plus the other thing as well is yeah, and there's a lot of really realizations from last year, to be honest. I think because everybody was forced to stop,
true.
like, stay, stop. And then a lot of people had the time to reflect on, okay, where am I at this point in my life where this is happening, the pandemic is happening, where I am now. So a lot
True.
of people are actually starting to realize it. And then the other point that you've said is because you are an introvert. You know, I am actually scared. I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm an extrovert, but probably I'm leaning towards that way. But introvert, probably not so much. But you as an introvert, thinking, okay, well, I will try this. That's really a big step for someone who's got
True.
that personality, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Up
if you
until
know
now,
what you want, yeah.
I wouldn't see myself doing this, only because this business has taught me some things already, which is I find it good. I find it
Yeah.
I feel good about myself, because I am
Yes.
finally able to do such things, which is I think it's something. something new. It's a good feeling actually. I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it, but it's a good feeling.
Yes. And being an introvert, that's a big thing. Like
Yeah,
stepping out, of well, your comfort zone, really,
true.
right?
Yes,
So it's a really big thing. And to say that this business is only for people that are extrovert or confident to be on,
true.
it's not really. But the thing is, I guess during the course of time when you're learning because we always learn in this business. You yourself will say, well, no, I have to show it. I have to show up and show it to everyone else because this is really good. And again, it's just up to people to explore it, right? But yeah, it's it's an opportunity for them to check out.
Mm-hmm.
But because
True.
it's so good, you're actually willing to go out there. So yeah, before we go to our next topic or next question, we'll say hi to some of our viewers.
Do we have
Um,
viewers?
yes, we do. I always have these friends of mine, Chang
Oh,
and Mitch, and they're my YouTuber friends from the
oh,
Philippines. Follow them if you
oh.
can. They're really,
Yes,
really good friends of mine, and they always support me. Thanks, Chang and Mitch.
yay.
Um, and it's good afternoon. I think it's the same time as Singapore. Yeah,
Yes, well, same
Philippines and
time. Mhm.
Singapore. Yeah, so they always watch me. Sonia, good morning to you from South
Wow,
Africa. Hello,
we're
Sonia.
going global.
Yes, absolutely. And yet, hello, ladies watching from Melbourne. Hello, hello to you. And thank you for being here and watching us. Cherry, good evening. Watching from Auckland, New Zealand. And Cherry is one of the business owners as well. Thanks, Cherry, for watching. And Ismael, the rock star couple. Well,
Yes.
half of the rock star couple. Hello to you
Woohoo.
guys. And Carol,
Good.
watching from Gold Coast, Australia. And Carol is my mentor. So thank you guys for watching us. Yeah, and thanks for your support. Now, the next one is like, what's changed since you became a digital business owner?
Okay,
So
what's
what
changed?
has changed in your life? Yeah.
Okay, I think basically more than the financial aspect benefit that this business can do to most of us, I think to me
Mm,
right now is more of the personality development. I think first and foremost, I think it's more of a self discovery because right now
yeah.
I can do things I never thought I could do, you know, because of this
Yes.
business,
Yes.
it has how to say, it has changed the way I see things. I have been
Mm,
working for quite some time here, and I thought that life is just like that. I'm so complacent, so
yeah.
comfortable. I'm
True.
okay. I can send money. I could get my son to a better school. I could send money to my mom. I could give them whatever they want. But you know, it's not forever. And just the other day, I think
Yes.
during the mastermind, right? Mike said that when you are comfortable, you tend to stall because you're too complacent, you're too comfortable that you don't
Mm,
that you
mm,
don't see other things anymore. So to me,
yeah.
this business has allowed me to dream again. That there is still something else out
True.
there that I could still dream some more, do more for my family, and that's the thing that this business has been doing to me for the past few months already, and
Yeah.
I think it's a good feeling, as I've said, that looking back, you won't see me doing something like this one. My friends are still
Yes.
my friends during the college days. My colleagues are still the ones in the office, but I never get the chance to socialize and talk to other people. And look at me now. I think to me it's
Yeah.
something that's really a new thing, and I,
Yeah.
looking at myself now, I think it's kind of empowering. I don't know, but
Yes.
it's something
True. Very
really. It's
true.
a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So I, because of this business, I have already tried to set some things for myself, new goals for myself, and I try to learn
Mm.
new things again, and at least learn
Yes.
new thing each day, skill up. So I think basically letting yourself learn new things is not just for this business per se. I think when you make yourself
Yes.
develop yourself, your personality, it's all the way like for the longest time, because any business you would open, if you know the right attitude, you have
Mm.
the right attitude, you have the right the right skill, uh, the right mindset, I think you will be able to, you know, be able to pull it off. So that's one
Yeah.
good thing with
It's very
this
true.
business. And I think lastly, because of this business, I was able to appreciate myself even more, because I find that
Mm.
I always um I always, how to say, I always blame myself for some things, like, you know, you're not a good mom because you're too far away from your child, from your son, and you let
Oh,
all
you
this things
criticize
happen.
yourself too
Yes,
much.
yes, precisely, yes.
Yeah.
Because of this business, it all changed, and I was telling myself, no, you did a great job, because you see, if you didn't do that, do you think do you think that the situation would be the kind of situation you are right now? I told myself, because
Yes.
there's this feeling of, you know, maybe because I think it's basic for all the mothers, that you have this feeling. I get so emotional when
Mm.
whenever time I
Of
talk
guilt.
about it. That, yes, because you know,
Yeah,
I've been
there's that
away.
feeling of guilt. Yeah.
True, I have been away too long, and because of this business, I was able to, you know, check things out, and realize that you're not that bad at all, because you have done so much things, not just for your family, not just for your son, but for everyone else. And look at your son right now. You have raised an
Mm.
amazing young man who is so understanding of the situation. And I think I think
Yeah.
uh, besides the my shortcomings, me being away, and seeing him right now, understanding things, I think it's a big relief to me, and that's because of, you know, what the community has been teaching us, that, you know, you
Yes.
should
Yeah.
be appreciative of all the things that you have, because not all is being blessed with
Yes.
what you have, so might as well be thankful for
True.
what you have. So yeah, basically
Yeah.
that's big things for me, actually.
Yeah. I think everyone in this business would agree that it's not only the business side of things that they teach us, like they
True,
want us to be
true.
successful on the business side, but the biggest thing is that you have to develop that person, that
Yes,
person, not just the entrepreneur, but the person. Because whatever they teach you, the life lessons, it's life lessons that you can apply
yes,
to your own life,
true.
not just within the business. It's not limited to the business, but it's
Hmm.
it's actually like as a whole,
As a
because
whole, yes.
it's not only the business that would have challenges, your own life would have its own challenges. So whatever it is, it's kind of like it's a transferable skill.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
like just limited to one area. So whatever you
Mm.
learn there, we obviously being taught to be grateful. We are being taught to have that integrity,
Yes.
to be honest, to be trustworthy, because you want to
Mm.
build your business on those
Business,
foundations.
correct, yes.
But if you really think about it, right? Those qualities or those skills or those things that they teach you, it applies to relationships. And as
True,
humans, you cannot just say, oh, that's okay, I don't really care about other people. No,
true.
because
Yes.
at some point we are going to build those relationships with
Mm.
another person.
Person.
So obviously, even in your personal relationship, you have to build the integrity, you have to build the trust, you have to be thankful and grateful for what you have,
Mm.
in all these things. So So that's what I really love the most. And then the
Mm.
other, the other thing as well is like, I begin again loving reading books, because the books that they
True.
actually
Yes.
say, oh,
Yes.
read this. If it's not the business side of it, it's actually, the personal side of it. And I
Hmm.
love, like, it just opens your eyes more.
Nice. Correct. Correct.
Yeah, because we get so busy, and sometimes you just do what you do and then that's it. But here it's that development that it's really worth it,
Yes.
I believe. Like,
True.
if everything else fails, you
You still
have
have it.
built
You.
yourself to be that
Yes.
resilient. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so that's really like something that, it's, yeah. So for me, I'm a winner already. Yes, we will get there in terms
Yes.
of,
Yes.
I'm sure, in a short span amount of time, of course we're gonna get what we want, as a business to thrive. But at the end of the day, we're already a winner.
Winner. Yes.
Going up the ladder, we are
Correct.
already a winner because of those
Hmm.
things that they
Yes.
build you from the beginning.
True.
Yeah. So yeah, before we actually conclude, I would just want to say hi to Coach Gina again. Thank you for watching us, Coach Gina,
Hello,
Super
Coach
Coach Gina
Gina.
from Canada.
Canada.
Thank you for supporting us. Um, it's my idol, like I really look
Yeah.
up to her.
Yeah. We have so
Um,
much of that in the community.
yes, people that you really look up to, and
Yes.
it's not just
Yes.
because they've been really, really successful, but it's the heart. It's the heart that
True.
they built already, like, and they've shown. So yeah. And right, so just maybe second to the last question. So, what is your motto or saying or quote that you live by? When life gets tough, what is that you pull on? Like that saying that you kind of like get
Um,
it out of the drawer, the closet, and this is gonna get me through it. Yeah.
I think to me, I got this from my father. I don't know who says it, but I got this from him. He always tells us to always try to see the good in everything. You see, because at least to
Mm,
me, in my life, not all is perfect. So at least you just try to see what's the good side of that. So you always try to see the glass half full but not half empty. So
empty.
appreciate,
Yeah.
be appreciative of all the things that you have. I think that's one good trait that I have always been thankful for, of course, for from my parents. They have brought up us like this one. And to me, that's one good thing that I would remember always. Always. That's something.
But that's good though, because you're looking at the positive side of it, right?
Hmm,
Because like, imagine that, how much of a burden is it if you always like looking at
true.
negative, like always
True.
thinking about negative. It's so unhealthy, honestly.
Unhealthy.
And it's so draining, right? Like,
True.
your energy is just drained, because if you're looking at like, oh, what's the bad that could happen, like if you're always thinking
Hmm,
about that. But if you're thinking about what's the good that could happen,
hmm,
it's much better perspective. Yes, of course you have to be cautious and all that. that's
true.
that's that's
True.
understandable. But don't live in a negative, but you have ways to check, but at least
Hmm.
see the positive side of things first, and do your
Yes.
checks, and that's it, rather than automatically close your door because you're
No,
just negative.
yes. True.
Yeah. So that's a good one. So as we conclude, maybe the last one, so what's your parting words? Do you have any parting words to our viewers?
Oh, okay. We always say this, that this business is not really for everyone, but this business for sure can actually change people's lives. So we've seen it. We have testimonies of how things change for 1,000 of them in our community. And I just want the people who are watching right now, or even those people who will be
Mm,
watching this later, that this one is something that you could try. Anyway, it's absolutely risk free. You cannot you have nothing to lose watching this one. I mean, how many of us spend our days or our hours watching Netflix? I'm guilty of that.
True.
How many minutes
True.
is one episode? 90 minutes is just two episodes. When in fact some of the people, some are spending the entire day finishing the entire series. How about
Yes.
90 minutes for this one? For something that
Yes.
could possibly change something with what you have right now. So yeah, so my message is just for them to just check it out. Maybe this is something that's gonna fit for you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I have your website there, you can invite them to your website if they want to
Hi,
check it
thank
out
you.
under your site. Yeah.
Yes, if for those who are watching right now and who will be watching this earlier, you just try to check the webinar. You can either go to the Lorian Digital, or you can go to my website, that's www.gbonlinesolutions.com, or just check it out. And it's risk free,
Yes.
and you have nothing to worry about, because it's just a 90 minute, and it's gonna be something that's gonna be full of information for you, so worth checking out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because the thing is, it's still up to you to decide whether it's for you or not. And as Gracelyn
Yes,
said,
yes.
it definitely is not for everyone, but
One,
give yourself that opportunity to check it out because you just do not know whether it is something that you are looking for.
four.
So yeah, you wouldn't know what you don't know, right? So
Yes.
check it out. And yes, it is 90 minutes of your
Minutes.
time, but
Oh,
there's replays as well. You can pause and then carry on, pause and carry on if you want. But yeah, so if you're looking for something that you feel like, okay, I'm in the position in my life where you know I wanted to explore something, then just do it. And as you can see, like we're not gonna be here showing our faces, sharing our lives if this is
stories. Yeah.
something that is not legit,
Mm, true.
right? um because like you have a job, and then it's quite an impressive job because it's in Airbus, which is the planes, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So people here in this business wouldn't risk that, and then wouldn't risk to be exposed online just to scam people. So I think that's where we're coming from. But we do really want to share this opportunity because it is changing lives, and it has changed our lives. So it's just, yeah, sharing that with
Mm.
you guys. So, thank you very much, sis, for gracing my page. And yes, you survived. You did very, very well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you did very well. And I appreciate you being here and sharing your story. So,
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you
so to
so much,
all our
Red.
viewers, you're welcome. And yes, obviously, we're always going to be connected, on
Yep.
the inside. And thank you very much to all who stuck around and watched us up until now.
Now.
Until next time, with Conversations with Red, another exciting episode coming up. Thank you, and good night, everyone.
Good
God
night.
bless.
Bye.
Bye.